is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're gonna be talking about how you can get the free dark matter invincible Joel Embiid and get him relatively quickly. Now, before we dive any further into that, guys, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, make sure to smash that subscribe button as we're on the road towards 100,000 subscribers. So here's the deal, okay? There's 15, I believe, players you need, maybe 14 players for Joel Embiid, and you don't have to play them in order, man. You don't. You can play this one first, so you can get Manute Bol right away, and look, all you got to do is use Sapphires, and it's a game on Hall of Fame, so might be a little tough to do this, but you can get Manute Bol in like 30 minutes. And so that's the thing. All of these you can get relatively quickly, relatively fast. And obviously the one I recommend doing right away is Manute Bol and Chris Mullin, maybe Shawn Kemp if you want that. But it goes harder, or it gets harder as you go through it. So the first one is blow up, win a game by at least 20 points, 5 minutes. So that's going to take you probably 25 minutes to do, okay? Next one makes 15 shots from the post as a team. That's gonna be pretty easy as well. You can use whoever you want. And again, I think you do have to play all these again. So that's another 25-minute challenge. Another 25-minute challenge here. You may use only original owner cards, but all you gotta do is win the game. Game to 100 here. Let's see what this is. Score 100 points with the player. This is 8 minutes. This is going to take you a little bit longer to do. Probably a 40-minute challenge there for Tyrese Haliburton. So far, you're probably looking at about 2 hours worth of challenges here. Win the game without letting the other team make a three. This is a game that's not necessarily the hardest to do, but you do have to lock in during this. And again, once you do allow that three, if 2K doesn't force you to quit, if it doesn't automatically count as a lush, you're gonna want to quit out of this. But this reminds me of those spotlight sims we had last year with Taco, right? Okay, you can only use point guards in your lineup. I don't know how that works. I guess this is only triple threat. So it's a mix of both triple threat as well as regular things. So the triple threat stuff, as you guys can see, is going to be easier, right? Only using point guards, win the game without recording an assist. That's not going to be too hard to do. You just got to lock in for these challenges more than anything. Like the no threes, the MosBallin stuff. It's not that hard to do, but you have to really lock in for it. Passing a perfectionist, okay, win the game without turning the ball over. Again, it's easy to do, but you do have to lock in. He doesn't miss here. You got to win the game while only attempting 7 shots. But again, all you got to do is just make 7 different threes, and that won't be too hard. But that's basically what you got to do for Mullin. No fouls allowed. You got to win the game without committing a foul. Again, not necessarily the hardest thing to do, but you do got to lock in. Dunks only. What do you got to win the game and make at least 11 dunks? That's going to be really easy in triple threat. And then obviously the hardest one, we're not done yet, but the hardest one is probably Manute Bol and winning the game with only Sapphires. I don't know how hard all of these are going to be. Again, it's just one of those things. We'll just have to see. Then you got both of these, okay? Return of Heroes, Eastern and Western Conference for RJ Barrett and Brandon Ingram. Now, what does this entail? Well, it's a 5-minute game. You must use 10 players from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Win the game and prevent the other team from scoring more than 60 points. That's easy. But you have to do that for every team? No way. And you got to have 10 players from every single team. So these are going to take a while. Because just these two alone, you got to play 30 full games, which is basically domination for Brandon Ingram and RJ Barrett. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, well, here it is, Return of Heroes, okay? That's the mystery one. Now, there is, I think it's in the rewards section, the Joel Embiid, or maybe it's in here, the Joel Embiid thing as well. I think it should be in the rewards, in which you need 15 players in the Return of Heroes. But here's the problem. You need RJ, and guys, you do need Brandon Ingram. So this is not going to be an easy grind. And obviously, I'm going to grind to see if I can't, find a way to get it done first. But it's definitely going to be a grind because these are just time-consuming challenges, bro. That's the best way I can describe these. These are going to take a lot of time to get done. Just with these 30, I mean, guys, you're probably looking at 15 or so hours. I mean, just with those 30, okay? So it's a grind just with those 30. And then these aren't necessarily that hard to do, or that time. They're harder, but they're not that time consuming. You should be able to get each and every one of these done. I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, maybe longer, depends how long it takes you. So you're looking at about a day's worth of grinding, right? 20 to 24 hours. Now, one thing I would recommend doing is I'd recommend doing these ones first. Why will you get better players by doing these? And to combine that, you gotta maybe mix it up, right? Do a hard one, just grind a couple of these easy challenges and then do a hard one, right? Because just mindlessly grinding the easier challenges isn't necessarily the most fun thing to do. But again, I do think that maybe it's the most rewarding. So I don't know, guys. However you choose to attack this is really up to you. There's really no cheat codes. The only thing I can say is there's certain ones you gotta lock in. Like the no fouls, you gotta lock in that entire game. He doesn't miss whatever. The My Ball one, you gotta lock in. Make sure you don't turn it over for other ones. Now, what ones would I grind first? Well, I would grind for Manute Bol first because he's probably the best overall player. Then probably you're looking at Shawn Kemp, Chris Mullin, because Shawn Kemp's an easy card to get, not super hard. Chris Mullin, you make 7 threes pretty quickly. You can get that one too, but outside of those three, Patrick Ewing's good too, but outside of those real three, with Manute, Shawn Kemp, Mullin, and I'll include Patrick Ewing in there. The other ones, I mean, you don't really get that great of players for. So, again, guys, Patrick Ewing, Shawn Kemp, obviously Chris Mullin, and then Manute Bol. Those are the 4 I maybe grind. If you don't want to grind the whole thing for Invincible, Joel Embiid, those would be the 4 I would probably grind for. That's kind of my thoughts on this. I am going to be streaming this on Twitch, this grind, so make sure, guys, if you kind of want to follow my grind on my No Money Spent through this, make sure to go through and follow me on Twitch. I'm probably not going to stream it or do it all at the same time, but going to try to make some decent progress as we go through that today, guys. Remember, you do get a free Invincible Joel Embiid, and if you're looking at my squad, yes, my squad is good, but I could definitely use that free Invincible Joel Embiid, as well as using Manute Bol, as well as maybe using Chris Mullin, finding a spot for him as well. So there are a lot of useful cards in this drop, and so if that's what you're wanting to grind, if you don't want to grind it all, and you only have a limited if you only have a limited time, then you're maybe looking at Manute Bol, then you're maybe looking at Chris Mullin, Patrick Ewing, as well as ultimately Shawn Kemp. So that's my thoughts on it. Do I think this grind is worth it for the majority of you guys? Answer is no. Okay, I don't. Why? Because, guys, grind for Patrick Ewing and just play him at the power forward over a guy like Joel Embiid. Yes, Joel Embiid's going to be better. I'm not saying that, but man, this 24-hour grind with these two are just ridiculous. And maybe this is just triple threat, right? Maybe, but it's not. I mean, you got to win these 5-minute games, and that is just so time consuming. So without those, it would have been okay, but those are just going to be so time consuming for you guys. Was Malik Sealy worth it? Yes, because there's a 3-hour grind. I'm going to say Joel Embiid's not worth it, but if you do want to do it, I would try mixing it up. Don't grind all 30 of those first because you're just going to lose kind of hope. I would mix it up. If you for sure want Joel Embiid, guys, mix it up. Grind a few of these and then move to maybe a harder challenge. That's what I recommend doing. At the end of the day, guys, you got 42 challenges to complete. 42 total. Check them off the list, man. Make yourself, feel good after you get one done, because each and every challenge is definitely not the easiest to get done. But that's going to wrap it up for my video today, guys. Again, probably going to be streaming on Twitch by the time you guys see this. Make sure to go drop a like on that video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.